Hello, everybody, and welcome to the stream. This is TBF versus TC. Similar 8v8. As not pull up the current rules, but unfortunately my internet's a bit slow today. So I'm going to say it's mandatory match rules, and I will read them off as Red Slime reads them out to the competitors. My name is Proterozoic. We're going to have another commentator, Dave, in a few minutes. He's just running a bit late. So today it's just me for the first few minutes. As I say, today is TBF versus TC. Seem to be having a little bit of trouble with TBF's numbers, but TC seem all to be here. Both sides brought some fairly strong rosters today. Although TBF has brought a few players that haven't been around for a while, so they've brought in Notchie, Pichu, and Gengar Sleep, who hasn't played in a few matches. TC have got a relatively standard roster, so we've got Arctic, Cardona, a new recruit, but he is pretty common now. Keeler, Swit, G. Henry. One of their newer recruits, or recruits that haven't been shown out very often, is Imposed, and she isn't playing today. We're still waiting for the current match rules. And for everybody to be around, but other than that, we're just going to wait for the rules and we'll go. This is Divergent Strike, pretty common TBF pick nowadays, but it's still a terrible map. If the rules have already been read out, I will imagine it's pretty common. Oh no, they're being read out now. So the rules are mandatory match, as always. 1 ninja cap per map, no ghosting. Gain as always. 1 pyro, archer, assassin, mage, elf, and necro. So pretty tight on the restrictions for those classes. 2 medics as normal, 3 heavy soldiers normal, and quite a rare thing with a ninja limit, 4 ninjas. Let's see if that makes much of a difference at all. Because 4 ninjas, I mean, most people only run 3. Now, unfortunately, as I am alone at the moment, I can't watch both sides at once, so you'll have to bear with me. I think I'll start on the blue side. So we're going to start off with a fairly standard roster with Spades as a pyro, Ace Blue as a heavy, Nikki buffing. You've got Snowbreak as a chemist, Medic being food court, and a ninja being Invitus as normal. On TC's defense, Gengar Sleep as a soldier as well. On the defensive side, we have G. Henry, as always, as a pyro, Keeler as a heavy, Kev Shadow Slayer as a chemist. That is roughly common. Pretty standard defense for this kind of map. Although I would say that is a bit... TBF tend to roam a little bit more on this map, and I don't know whether or not that's going to be any good. Now, TC are already in the flag room, and they do get killed there, which is to be expected given this is TBS map, but it's surprising they were all allowed into the flag room that fast. Usually then, TBF are much better at killing them before they get into the flag room. It must be the strengthened TC roster we've been seeing for their offense. After all, they do now have Cardona, so that's Swit, Cardona, and Arctic that can all go offensive soldier and carry a flag. That's a lot of threats to deal with. Now, Northern Ireland has said in the chat that TBF need they need 915 for this map, and I'm inclined to agree with him because being able to get in and out on this map with Elf is actually a really big benefit. Without 915 around, that's really going to hamper their offensive efforts, especially since their offense isn't the strongest. They tend to be a defensive team. Now, Snowbreak is getting into the flag room. The problem is he is taking a lot of damage to get in, and he is a chemist, so he's going to end up taking more damage than I think he can really handle. Yeah, he does end up dying there. So neither team's offense really getting much ground on this map. We should see TC come alive with the next round being almost definitely blackout, but for now we might have a bit of a slow game to start. Now, Felix has brought up an interesting point that you really need a bulky offense to start this map. Again, I'm inclined to agree because it is a very heavily reworked Opposites Collide. I would agree that having something bulkier on this map would probably be better, especially if you're going underground because you can't be seen as easily. At the moment, however, neither team seems to be doing that. The other big issue I can see is TBF seems to be leaving their medic quite far out, and I'm not much of a fan of that. I don't like a medic going solo because medics can't really defend themselves well, and that what doesn't give me much hope is that Snowbreak wants Food Court to talk, which means he's clearly not at the minute. Yeah, it sounds like TBF's offense seems to be having some communication issues, which doesn't help given they're not the strongest in the world anyway. Okay, total communication issues. Being corrected by my in-text commentators. I don't like how Gengar is playing this. He seems to be playing this like a heavy, but he's playing as a soldier, which is, I mean, if you're going to play like that rather than using what the class is good for, which is wall climbing, you might as well play heavy and just bulk it out, last longer. But I mean, he could make the most of that afterwards. You don't know yet. I would say this new strategy seems to be getting closer to the flag room, so you never know. Food Court is there, and that is going to be a steal. Instant dies. G. Henry spots him. That leaves just the medic alive, and that's really not going to be very good. Meanwhile, Arctic has stole, and is quite far from the looks of things. Seems to be having trouble. Actually seems to be getting pretty far, and she is indeed pretty far. Getting all the way over to her side of the map, and the Pyro being killed. This could be the first cap for TC on this map. Yeah, that looks like it's going to be the first cap. Now, I wonder why Food Court didn't at least attempt to knock her away, prolong it a bit longer, just in case. I mean, it wouldn't have changed anything to begin with, but at the very least it would have been nice. And to at least delay things a little bit longer. Cardona nearly got a steal there off as well. This does not bode well for TC's map pick, as almost always TBF will come on top of this kind of map. If they're having trouble to begin with, it worries me that when it comes to TC's map pick, TBF is just going to crumble. I'm also interested to see how much damage Invidus is doing, because I haven't really seen a whole lot from him this game. Mainly because I've been on the other side of the map. Hopefully Dave turns up soon. This is... Ironically, this is almost working against sort of TBF's strengths, because Ace is having to play heavy rather than Archer, where he's best. Now, by no means is Ace a bad heavy, but it's definitely where his strengths lie in Archer. And Swit is out, did manage to get medic heal, and she is out across the map. She is being harassed a little bit, but really little on her at the minute. Invidus is waiting. Harassed a bit, but I think she's going to end up going down here, but only because there's really nothing to stop. Really nothing to support. As long as if TC had brought the support together there, I think that would have probably been the capture. It's just that TBF closed around Swit. It's very difficult to stop an elf on this, I agree, in Northern Ireland. Unfortunately, TBF have neglected to bring one, which is a bit of a problem. Still, things seem to be going TC's way, which is... I would also say Pudgy recently hasn't been playing much offensive medic, but she is playing offensive medic now, which is going to be quite beneficial for TC, who really do like to use Pudgy as their support. Snowbreak does get a steal there, and from the sounds of things, it could even be a solid steal. It is a soldier there. There is a ninja waiting to catch up, and he does end up going down, probably because there hasn't been any support. Once again, really just a lack of support's been the problem so far. TBF seem to have recovered a bit from the cap from TC, and they seem to be doing much better at keeping TC's offense out of the flag room now. Or at least if they do get in, to stop them from actually stealing. May also be in part. Now I'm just going to have a little look at him, but this is usually a massive help on any map for TBF. He is finding and following TC, instantly doing some damage. Does end up going down to Arctic there, just because there's both Arctic and Pudgy in the same place. Thing is, AC is doing a good job of harassing Pudgy, which should definitely slow things down. And it looks like Pudgy is going to go down there. Arctic is soon to follow, I expect. Yeah, and that is a death to Arctic, meaning they have now reset. Now, I'm kind of interested to see how TBF's defense are doing for a little bit. I know we've not seen a whole lot so far, but any in-text commentators' idea of player of the game? Felix, do you have any ideas so far? I think it's hard to say at the minute. Nobody's really stood out yet. I think 915 would be the big game changer here. But it might be that TBF haven't bought them. It might just be that TBF haven't bought them. Ah, that sounds like my cousin. Right, hello.
Yeah, I am going to apologize for being late, but
wonderful. So you really haven't missed a whole lot, but what you have missed is kind of interesting. So we're on TBF's map pit right now, Divergent Strike, and it would seem that TC is actually winning 1-0.
Yeah.
Which doesn't bode well for TBF on the next map. Now, it seems that TBF has finally got the idea that they need an elf, and Snowbreaker switched. The problem is, I'd much rather have 915, so the question is, where is he?
Not here, it seems. I just noticed TC were running a 4-man offense. Cardona came in as elf.
Yes, he's been running more offensive positions recently. It would also be said that Cardona is playing defensive as well. He is playing a defensive assassin right now.
Yeah, he just switched.
Well, he did get an interesting steal earlier, but it didn't last very long. I would say one of TBF's big failures at the minute is really not supporting Food Court that well. It's partly because of communication issues, but also because they're just leaving him alone.
Yeah, none of them speak, don't they?
Well, Food Court is definitely not speaking because Snowbreak was angry at him earlier for not speaking.
Hey.
TC definitely have the stronger offense of the two, put it that way.
Yeah.
I think they could. TBF could actually even this out if they've got their act together.
TC defense doesn't really look strong at all, especially if Faladona, or also known as Cardona, is pushing up.
It's strong because Henry is on the flag post.
True.
And although Kev isn't an archer, he can do some serious damage if he wants to. The big weaknesses here for TC's defense, as of right now, are Keeler on heavy, which is you want a heavy main like Doodleberry to come on, but of course they don't have that right now. And they also have Imposed as a ninja. Now, Imposed is a good ninja. She does much better just roaming everywhere, and she can't really do that with the defense that they've got.
She isn't also very experienced, so that might play a part, and maybe a TBF capture, like, she may end up boosting them forward or something.
Well, Snowbreak had a good opportunity, and it was ruined by the fact that they didn't have the medic there, again, because they weren't coordinating properly.
Well, Snowbreak is out on top as chemist, but he's in a big crowd.
Yeah, and Food Court stayed back. Ooh. And it's probably because Gengar Sleep is with him.
Why has he gone up here then?
That's to avoid G. Henry, because he is Henry was underground following them, so to distract them a little bit longer just benefited.
Well, I mean, he did run into a heavy mage and assassin, but and a ninja.
I'd rather run into them than into G. Henry.
I don't know where food court is.
Food court has been very. He hasn't been very visible, let's say. Now, Gengar is very close, and he finally gets a heal from right near them.
Good freeze.
This is going to be the capture, I think, and it ends up being the capture. Yes. So, Arctic is now. That was nearly a very good steal from Arctic. Good count. They have now drawn level. That was good assassination from Nikki.
I don't think she would have got far. There was like 7 TBFers back there. But...
So things finally are starting to go TBF's way. It should be said that a lot of TBF are inactive at the minute, so it could take some while to shake off the rust. But now that they've gotten into the swing of things, they seem to be doing a little bit better. They are supporting themselves better.
Yeah, I haven't seen Notch Deer Pichu
in a long while. Yeah,
Ace as well, actually.
Yes, Ace has been
relatively inactive.
Spades has been around for a little while now, although I have been told that Spades is having a bit of trouble with his internet at the minute, so... Apparently it keeps freezing every few seconds, which is unfortunate, let's say.
Arctic has a clean still going bottom, actually.
But does she have the
how clean? No. Well, Pudgy just died, like, quite a long time, so she should be on her way.
The problem is, Arctic is really not getting hindered at all. This is going to be a capture, I'm fairly sure. There's just nothing.
Invidus could get in front.
Yeah, but Invidus isn't here. Where was any of the TBF?
She's so low.
Arctic had 3 health there.
Yeah.
So 1.5 hearts, and nothing was there to support. Ace, that was magnificent. That was a magnificent steal from Ace.
Yeah, but he is just getting grinded out.
Yeah, but he also has a... If he can get out, which he has, he's completely saved it. Oh!
No, that was poor from him. He was waiting for a full heal, even though the Pyro was there with Frenzy.
That's the difference between a defensive and offensive main. A defensive main would not run in those situations where he clearly knows that the Pyro has gotten at least a few hits. So it must be at least close to a Frenzy. And it's what killed it there.
Well, maybe if I'm not saying food court is terrible, but if there was a better medic, maybe they would have been able to heal the...
I'd say the real undoing in that capture there was the fact that they didn't attack Arctic when they had the chance. I mean, they had plenty of opportunity to get up. Plenty.
Kev's got a ninja and he's currently destroying food court.
As I say, there's plenty of opportunity. I mean, it was the entire map. She could have walked and she would have still gotten there.
Yeah. TBF's offense is so split up. There's no communication or organization.
What they really need is either an 915 to come in and elf steal. That would really help. Or just to make use of that one ninja cap per map thing. If they can do that, they can draw things level and things will be much easier going into the second round. They'll still have a bit of a disadvantage because they'll only have their map and their green map pick to win. Yeah. But at least they won't be losing. If they're losing going into TC's map pick blackout, it's very bad. They have to at least draw, which is difficult on blackout.
TC also have a good roster for blackout.
They have a really good roster in that they have 3 different soldier mains, so they can all use it at once.
Yeah. And Fella Donor is also a good assassin, so they got the assassin pyro archer combo.
2 assassins in Killer and Cardona.
Oh yeah. I still favour Cardona.
Again. And the frenzy did not succeed. She's not out on fire, she's out fairly successfully. Spades is actually froze there, allowing Arctic to get even further away.
Oh no.
Now, unfortunately for her, it is unfortunate for her in that there's a little bit too much on her at the minute. She really needs to get some support fast. And she got her. There's the heal.
It hasn't come in yet, and Spades is still there.
Spades is still there, but There's also a swarm of TC players now.
Yeah.
This is probably going to be a capture. Unless Ace can pull some magnificent... yeah, this is probably going to look like a capture unless... And some magic has happened. But unfortunately, Arctic was in the right place at the right time, and that's just a 3-1 to TC.
Just something to point out there. Genjar Sleep stole rather than letting Snowbreak Ninja steal.
Yeah.
I think if Snowbreak's Ninja stole, they could have actually like caused a stalemate.
I mean, to be fair, I think it would have also worked the same if Gengar were to use a different route, because Arctic was at the right place at the right time, so he could have got out fairly okay. I wouldn't say well, but okay if he'd gone a different route, but it wasn't to be, and Arctic he went straight into Arctic, who had all the support that she needed, and more bulk. It was very unlikely that they were going to get very far.
Yeah.
And that's put TBF in a really...
to see Ace vs Kev on this map, actually.
Invidus, unsurprisingly, did the most damage on that round. But unlike in many rounds, his kills didn't back that up. Which means he was damaged but for no reason. Probably because that medic did not die.
Yeah. I mean, damage doesn't really mean anything if the medic or whoever's still alive, but the game has started, so...
Yeah. Well, as I say, he did nearly 2,600 damage, which is pretty okay for that map, but he only got 19 kills, which makes me think... Well, he was clearly choosing the wrong target to output that damage against.
He's going for the soldier.
That's better. Although I would say Ace did actually get a headshot there.
I mean, to be fair, if he can kill the soldier, then Pudgy can't really do anything, because...
The problem is multiple soldiers and Cardona just ninja stole.
Yeah, past that to Swit already.
Now, the only thing that can stop it is Ace, who is not in a position to do it. Ace is now going to have to go up further, of which he's far back.
He's focused on fighting Cav. Oh, now he's moving.
Now, Invidus could steal this, but he's not going for it.
He's trying to stall for someone else.
Which he is. Gengar is out. Can Kev actually stop it? No, he can't. So this is a very, very quick stalemate.
Not fun.
Not fun for TBF, because historically TC are very good at stalemates. Now, automatically, that's going to make it more difficult. Invidus is going to stop Kev from getting anywhere near, but
say that
he doesn't have support. And Arctic came with Kev, so Invidus was comboing, but because he had Arctic there, he pretty much insta died. He did actually kill Kev afterwards, though.
Yeah.
This doesn't look like to be the same Invidus as we've seen in previous games. I mean, he's dying to a lot without really getting anywhere, which is surprising. Now, we move over to the TC side. Really, Swit's not really taking any kind of pressure at all. I mean, Nikki is on top of Spawn right now, but he has been seen by G. Henry. So if she does get anywhere near, and Arctic is following her as well, so I find it hard to believe that, yeah, Arctic kills her. Cool, gets a chance. The problem I see with that is Henry's going to wait until he has friends and then he's going to go over.
TBF really needs to send some soldiers on Swit, to be honest. Sending ninjas isn't going to do anything.
Not in those circumstances, they're just dying. Pudgy needs a sub, that's interesting.
And why would she need a sub?
Probably because she's leaving.
Well.
That's not why she's leaving.
Man. Yeah, that's what I meant.
Spades got to the flag bearer, but pretty much died instantly afterwards. And once again, there seems to be a little. Now, Ace is actually sniping through the fountain, but he isn't getting close enough, really. Plus, Keela is now playing mage against him, which is not fun. Yeah, just go down there. Really, the only thing that can effectively get TC in a stalemate is an archer, and TC knows it.
Well, they have good positioning, so it's hard for the archer to get over there.
Well, the archer can get there.
We'll get there, but land a shot is hard.
Yeah, it's the difference between getting there and landing a shot, because TC know exactly where the archer is going to be, so are going to be watching those spots.
And TC also have really good communication, so they'll know if there's an archer. Well, actually, Ace is in position by the spawn right now, not being noticed.
Yeah, the problem with that, yes, Ace is there. The problem is, as soon as Ace gets to that spot, he is basically in a position where he is going to be attacked. And once he's attacked, there is no stopping. They will just go for him because they're right next to the spawn. They can come out again and again and again. And you won't get a chance. You'll get a couple of shots whilst they're not seen, but as soon as you get attacked, that's it. You're not getting out of that until you die.
TC are playing a player down right now, by the way. Pudgy's AFK, it seems.
That is unfortunate for TC, but I don't think there's much of much pressure.
Yeah. TBS and the double soldier that may cause
right now. It should be said, TC isn't pressuring Gengar too much, but that's probably because they're a player down.
Yeah, they have 5 people around Swit right now. 4.
The problem is they're not getting anywhere with it. And Ace is not going to be very helpful when there's if there's stuff on him. Good news is TBF have seen that that's a good plan, and they have actually supported Ace a little bit. But he's going to go down instantly to the assassin because they didn't spot. Yeah, and Keldon was just saying Archer always goes spawn. So they now know where Ace is going to go.
He's gone that way 5 times in a row nearly.
And that's something I, just as an Archer main myself, it's something that I never recommend. Never go the same way twice. It's like soldier capping routes. You never use the same method twice because they'll get comfortable with that. And again, Ace is in the same kind of position again.
You're not going to land a shot from there either. Oh.
Food Corp's got it. And is that going to be a recovery?
What's that? That was a headshot, I think. I'm not sure.
I can't see whether it was or not.
Yeah, apparently that was kind of according to Incompassionate, who I don't actually know.
I was unfortunately on the side of the map when I was looking. So again, it worked, but there wasn't a player at the right time. That was probably a failure of a recovery on TC's part because they had the perfect opportunity to do it then.
Yeah.
Now I believe Kev is using the middle. Yeah. That's... Still, things haven't changed much. This is a good position for TBF to be in at the minute. You could say that it's really bad because TC is likely to win the stalemate. The thing is, if they can actually get the stalemate to last the full time, which is very unlikely but possible, if they manage it, that's put TC out of an entire map being blackout.
TBS flag keeps dropping. No, yeah, Gentle keeps dropping or something. Not sure if it's a headshot from Kev.
Then you stop getting headshot. Yeah, it was a headshot again. So it's going to be a matter of time before Kev gets that successful headshot at this rate. But, you know, headshot combined with a recovery.
Yeah.
Again,
TBF could combine a Pyro and an Archer because when Spades goes over as Pyro, as about gonna happen now, Swit will move and that allows TBS Archer to maybe get a headshot.
As I said, the longer the stalemate lasts, the longer it plays in TBF's favour at the minute because they're not a cap down. So there's a chance it goes to the third map, and if it does go to the third map, TBF has a much better chance of winning. Well, at least a much better chance of winning than they currently have. Bear in mind, TC get the advantage on here. It's pretty much end game because there's no way TBF can afford to lose that any more momentum. And it also makes winning the match very, very difficult because they have to 3-0 on the third map as it stands with this tie to win the game. So they want to either recover or play this out for 20 minutes. TC have the advantage, so they're in another comfortable position. They only have to capture once and they've won the game in the right conditions.
Mm-hmm.
Cardano doesn't seem to be making much of an impact as a ninja.
It's not his best class.
It's certainly not his best class, but it might be the correct class for these circumstances. It could provide the distractions they need for a quick recovery. I would say G. Henry's also hiding in the tunnel, just in the middle of the map, waiting for Chav to. But he is waiting for quite a long time, which means he's not confident he can get in. Killer's more just being a bit of a nuisance, distracting the defense.
Yeah.
Invidus and Nikki are now harassing Kev to an extent where he's not even able to get halfway across the map, which is a very strong position. Because as soon as you remove that insta-kill problem, it's much better for them. Of course, Kev can hide, so we'll see if that works out for him. He's in a very interesting position as well. I'm not sure. I don't know what he's doing.
Who can?
Yeah, he's on the opposite side of his spawn, just next to the waterfall. I don't know quite what he's... Yeah. Is he trying to, like, walk across without being spotted?
Oh. I mean, he hasn't been spotted, but, like...
Well, he hasn't been spotted. This is a very long time to walk that far across, and I don't know why he's waiting there specifically. It's a bit of an
assume it's to go up on that sponge. Oh, wait, did you... Oh, wait, no. The sponge on the right, and then he'll shoot from the side, because he's done that a few times.
Yeah. He's waiting for it. He's waiting for the right time. So let's see if he can actually do it. Nobody's spotted him yet. Oh, Invidus has now. And he is being harassed quite badly.
Yeah.
Kev kill on him. But there's another ninja waiting for him, so... This is going to be quite difficult for Kev to have to deal with that constantly. Meanwhile, on the TBF side, on TC's defense, I don't see much harassing going on. Spades is going around on top of the spawn, and he hasn't been spotted as of yet. Meanwhile, Ace is in the same kind of position. Again, he's using the same position as he was not long ago.
Yeah.
I'm not sure I like that position from Ace, because he's done it several times, and now they've seen him, it's going to be very difficult for him to get a kill.
Blackout is a really great map. Just had to say it.
Yeah, unfortunate, but they were spotted.
If the stalemate goes on the whole game, I think TC will actually be forced into not picking it, but that was a headshot, I think.
It'll be difficult for if TBF, and it is a big if, they can actually last the whole game. And bear in mind, if what drops now, this is going to be a recover and a capture.
That was a good headshot from Kev, and he was right from
it
right
was
side
for
of spawn.
Cardona, it was smart for the chemist to use the pot to make sure that there was no chance of Ninja being there, because that could have been very... And Cardona's back.
Ninjas. There's Killer as well.
That was
that was
a headshot.
Another headshot.
Yeah, it was. They haven't been really stopping Kev. He's just been going in certain specific positions. He played that a lot better than Ace.
Yeah.
I have to say, he played it a lot better than Ace. Because well, Ace either that or TBF played it much poorer than TC's defense.
Ace is just, I don't know, he hasn't seemed like he was causing any trouble for TC, but Sniper Ace Ninja stole him, top mid, where he goes down. I
wouldn't say he's not caused any problems, I would just say he wasn't sneaky enough to make it a problem. If that makes
was TC's Ninja Cam, just realised.
He wasn't in the right position. Kev was really smart in that he made sure that instead of playing it very, I guess, just going in there headshotting everything he could inside, he made sure that it was slow, steady, and controlled. And once he managed to do that, he made sure that he wasn't seen by the ninjas, and eventually he got the shot off that mattered. There was he only needed one shot when the ninjas were in the right time, and he got it.
But it's unusual that Kev was able to do that, considering he was facing Invidus, who's a far better ninja than Impose. I'm surprised Ace wasn't able to find those positions. Well,
it's because of two things. One, Ace didn't play it correctly. He used the same route over and over again. And two, he wasn't sneaky about it. Instead of doing what Kev did, as we were watching a minute ago next to the fountains over here, he was very loud about it. He ran all the way there. He made sure that as many arrows were fired as possible. And yes, there's a high chance of you actually getting the headshot, but there's not a high chance of you getting anything of note, if that makes sense. He got a headshot. He didn't get the headshot that matters. And as soon as you don't have more than maybe half a second to fire an arrow that even has a vehicle.
So it's about to get second TC cap, but Food Court did steal.
Food Court did steal, and to be fair, he is in a much better position than in some of the other cappers, but there are so many ninjas. And this is the other big thing about TC, they use a lot of ninjas.
Yeah, but their ninjas aren't very good. I mean, no offense, Arctic Galaxy Imposed.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if the ninjas will, if the ninjas are big or not. Because we've seen it before. It doesn't matter if the ninjas are dangerous.
Oh, no.
That was played by TBF to make sure that Kev didn't get the headshot.
There was like 5 headshots, and the TC ninjas just went out of invis every single time and died rather than waiting to pick it up.
It matters though. Now, I like how TBF has now got an elf one. That's much better. The problem is it's a medic carrying it.
Yeah.
So it's good in one way and terrible in another. In that, because you have medics everywhere, you've got both your medics on defense for a start, and two, it's not the best class to carry in a stalemate.
No. Just pointing out again, Pudgy is back, so.
And Killer again demonstrated TC's communication by saying, you know, he's a medic and they're not trying to pass. So,
yeah.
Again, it's those little things that make a massive difference in the match.
I really hope TC send like a double heavy, or at least a 1 heavy. Yeah,
going back to what we were saying about the ninjas, it's a big thing to have that many ninjas, even if they're not particularly good ninjas. The reason being, it doesn't matter if they're not good, because they can just come back over and over again.
Yeah.
They're going to wear you down, and they can come back in a few seconds.
They came back, but they still didn't kill Food Court. It required a headshot from Kev.
That's true, but to be fair, he has got health. He's got a lot of support around him.
Yeah, he had support.
So it's the ninjas die very quickly. We know that, and he did actually manage to finally. So
they passed it to Snowbreak, who is a soldier. So.
Yes, it required a headshot from Kev, but a lot of things require insta kills. in those kind of situations, just because of how many players are around. Even if you manage to get the kill, you still got to survive long enough to pick it up, which can be very difficult when you've got 5 people on you. It's also worth saying that TC, again, is not being pressured at all, really, defensively. So they have the capacity to use all those ninjas. It's not just about, you know, how often they come back, it's the sheer number of ninjas. Sure, they're not going to do a lot of damage each time they come, but because there's lots of them, you're in a constant stream of them. You can't. With Archer, you need the ability to aim. If you're being constantly egged by each ninja, each not egg spamming because they're just sending maybe 1 or 2 each time, but because there's so many of them, it's very difficult to get a recovery. It's one of the reasons why ninja is considered so powerful as it is.
I think ninjas are better at just stopping anyone stealing, but I know what you mean.
Ninjas are better, but in these kind of situations, they're really good for what they are.
Yeah. Snowbreak's in an interesting position. Kev could just come from an XX, get a pretty easy headshot.
They could. It's a question of whether TC actually follows up on that. And to be fair, they have. I think we probably have to give it to Kev as player of the game at the minute, just because of how many things, or how much damage he's been doing. He's led to the significant capture so far. You know, that's put them in the position of winning. He's been there just harassing them constantly. He's clearly been the biggest problem on TC's defense for TBF. And he just got a headshot.
Another. He's just been.
Another. He just got the one, but it didn't matter because it's put Food Court back in a position of having to carry that flag.
I mean, the fact he's also against Invidus just makes it even more player of the game worthy because Invidus is such a good ninja.
And again, Food Court is now having to carry, which is not something that you want to have. Having the medic constantly carrying in a group full of ninjas. All it takes is one ninja to be at the right time when Kev headshots, and that's it. It's over.
Yeah. They pass it though.
And Kev's now in a position where he can be annoying again. And now what just happened is Kev wasn't seen. He was picked up at the right time. Kev is in the middle bridge, right? Snowbreak moves into a position where he's able to be headshot, rather from he was closer to him, where he couldn't be headshot. He moved into it, and Ninja was there to pick it up.
Yeah.
2 recovers, which TB should have known where Kev was, and it basically got them capped against. And it's essentially put the game to bed because TBF now have to capture twice in 8 minutes against TC on Blackout just to stay in the game.
Well, Kev is quite unpredictable, so he is hard to pick up.
Kev is underrated as an archer. Not because he's essentially the best archer in the world, but because he's a bit unpredictable, it makes him very hard to.
Yeah.
He can be anywhere at any time. With other archers in a straight fight, they might be able to beat Kev. Ace in a straight fight will beat Kev. The chances are, though, that will never happen.
Don't really need Archer 1v1s and CTF matches anymore.
No, you don't really need them anymore, but you know, in a straight fight, let's say, although they're not necessary, Ace will beat Kev pretty easily.
Yeah.
But it doesn't matter because there'll never be a straight fight between the two.
Exactly.
Not because, you know, it's not relevant. We still have Archer 1v1s in matches. But because Kev will never let that happen.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, there. You see, Ace didn't spot him, and Kev went to the headshot then. I haven't seen much of G. Henry this game.
I don't think he's had much to deal with.
Yeah. Arctic has stolen. Food Court did steal because he was a medic, he went down pretty fast to the Ninja and G. Henry. Again, the other thing I haven't really seen much of is Invidus this game. I really expected to see a lot of him.
Yeah. He's not picking his moments very well. Like, I don't know why he's in.
It's very unlike Invidus.
Maybe he's going for a ninja cam.
But that's clearly what he's trying to do. Oh, he
killed the pyro. Yeah, but that's bad timing.
It's really bad timing. Maybe it's because he ran out of invis.
Yeah, true.
Henry did die, but I think it was probably because he didn't have any health rather than anything else.
He had no stick, I assume.
That's what I presume.
Yeah.
Any case, considering what we know Invidus is capable of, it's surprising that he hasn't done anything.
I mean, TCR still running a 4-man offense, which is kind of interesting because they got a 2-0 lead, and I would expect them to try and protect that rather than going for another.
Well, in fact, I would say that that's probably the best strategy to continue going because it puts pressure on defense.
Yeah.
The worst thing that you can do in a match is suddenly get complacent and then just play turtle, because it almost always leads to you being capped on.
Yeah. Well, it also allows Pudgy to like just sit on XX dead, hope for a soldier to get out, and she's pretty much clean.
As I said, the more pressure you put the other team under, the more chance you've got of capping, or at least keeping your lead, because you're forcing half the team to play defensive, at least.
Well, Genjar sleeps up flag nearly. There's a lot of TC soldiers coming in.
Invidus is keeping Pudgy back, which means it's very difficult. There are lots of TC soldiers, but this time Spades and Nikki can handle them. There is another.
Yeah.
There's
Genjar went down.
Yep.
So
now TBF did actually manage to survive the onslaught of TC soldiers, and there was a. They couldn't. That's the other thing. You've got to both protect your flag and at the same time also get the capture, and that's not what TBF seem to be capable of against this TC side.
Yeah. I'm just going to point out, I think Kev got another headshot. Yeah, he did get another headshot, and Genjar was right outside the flag room there.
Again, so, I think it's worth... I mean, that's just poor TC. That was another headshot. That's just poor TC. Sorry, poor TBF defending. They should know to be on the Archer instantly. It shouldn't need to be said. There should be someone on Kev to make sure he's nowhere near that flag when a TBF player is coming in with a flag. Because the chances are, if he's not being pressured, he could get that headshot very easily.
Yeah.
Which is exactly what happened.
I expected this match to be closer, to be honest.
I expected it, funnily enough, I expected it to go the other way.
Yeah, I know.
I think it's been completely... I didn't think it would be close, whichever way it was, just because if something goes wrong on either of these teams, it goes wrong spectacularly.
You thought TBF were going to roll them?
As I say, I honestly thought TBF were going to roll them, and I said that based on the fact of what I know TBF is capable of, combined with could happen to TC. And in reality, I think TC have brought the right players for the job, and TBF haven't brought the right players for the job.
Yeah.
They should have had...
was almost at the flag, and he was just getting killed by ninjas, and no one was supporting him. He must be frustrated right now.
Well, why? It's just why? It's basic. We know what TBF are capable of, so why are they not?
They have... I don't think that offense is strong at all. I'm not a big fan of them, though.
And to be fair, I don't think it's the problem of a few players. I don't think it's Spade's problem. I don't think it's Ace's problem. Because Ace and Spades have been doing good work. They have made mistakes, don't get me wrong, but they have been at least making, even when they do something wrong, they have made a big distraction when they have, which means that they've given other people an opportunity to try and recover, or, you know, do what they need to do. I think the big problems here are Food Court, because he's clearly not communicating properly in whichever way, because he's been left alone a lot longer than he should be. That's partly TBS fault, but also partly the fault of Food Court himself, because he's not going with the offense. The second big issue I have to say, and I rarely say this, is Invictus. He's not going in the right places at the right time. And he's suffering for it. He's taking a lot of deaths for no real reason. And he's also being stopped. Should also say there's another stalemate going on.
Yeah. Just gonna touch on the point Northern Ireland said. TC looking very strong. I think they look strong, but they haven't really come up against much of a challenge recently.
TC are looking strong, but there's really not much to pressure them. Not realistically.
Yeah.
This is pretty much a foregone conclusion at this point, but I think we have to give Kev the game just because of what he's been able to do. I mean, he's pretty much got the 2 caps that are on the board right on for this map. And honestly, I think the formula TC have created for beating people on Blackout, it really can't be beaten with something linear. It can't be beaten with a linear style defense because they have the best soldiers in realistically the best active soldiers.
Yeah.
And they have the best people for defense on Blackout, realistically speaking. They've got the best style. So you can't beat TC on this map without playing a bit unusual, a bit unorthodox. Maybe we'll start to see that. I don't know. But I don't, in this case, I don't think it's going to, I think it's going to be TBF's undoing.
Yeah. I think TC
That's
just
it.
outplayed them.
They did. Yeah, and Kev royally deserves fully deserves the credits that he got there, and also the player of the game, because he, as I say, he was the one that got those 2 captures on that board. He ended every stalemate that was there. He stopped a number of caps that could have very well have been caps. There's no doubt he played absolutely stellar on this map.
Yeah. I mean, I don't think anyone else really stood out. I mean, it wasn't much of a challenge. Yeah.
Again, I'm just having a look. Kev got 47 kills, which isn't amazing for Blackout standards, but the 47 kills that he got mattered. 100%. So I think that concludes our stream today. It was a pretty conclusive victory for TC, being 3-1 and 2-0. Player of the game is Kev Shadowslayer. Thank you everybody for watching, and hope to see you next time for another episode of Match Spotlight.